Good morning, everybody. I am here in the bus today, and I have one thing that I'm going to be working on, and that is the upper cabinets. I want to finish this upper cabinet, the upper cabinet set right here, so I can put up these boards all the way around the bus. So, I have an idea for how I'm going to build these cabinets. There's a contour, obviously, that comes along with the ceiling. I want to be able to build the cabinets first at just an angle with, see the fireworks, with a piece of wood connecting the two pieces. You'll see, and then I'll put the angles on after, and those, I think those little angle pieces will help support it really well. So once I get those pieces built, I'll come back and I will contour a piece to fit perfectly, so that it'll trim it out real nicely. So let's get started right away. Alright, so I'm going to let that tack up. Once that's done tacking up, we'll go back in the bus, and I'm going to use scrap material so that I can fit the face to the ceiling, so that I get the right measurement and I don't mess up on nice wood. You'll see when I do it. You'll see in a few minutes. Just hang on. Alright, so while that stuff is drying, I figured bring it in here and we can talk a little bit about the whole insurance and tag issue that had been going on for such a long time. So what we ended up doing is we just got commercial insurance through Progressive, which you actually need to have an LLC. Well, you have to have an EIN number in order to get commercial insurance, which presents a problem for probably a lot of people that want to go that route. But in the long run, I think that there's more to the story than what has been explained. I haven't really been able to find a ton of information about how to get your bus titled as a motorhome. Although I have heard that some people have totally done that in Florida and it's worked perfectly fine. I got a message from a guy, and he ended up going through the same issues that I did with code enforcement. So I read his blog, which I'll link down in the description, and he explained his whole situation where he started going the registration route and then realized he just needed to get the motorhome or titled as a motorhome, and there's an affidavit that you have to take to the tax office, and apparently they'll if you have the entire affidavit, they'll just go with it and they'll give you your title as a motorhome. And then you could get your bus registered as a non-use vehicle and not need insurance for that. And since you don't need insurance for not using it, you wouldn't even need to go the insurance route until you're done with your conversion. And at that point, getting insurance on a conversion is just a matter of contacting an agent and getting insurance through an agent. Or, you know, there are companies like Good Sam or The General, or, you know, all these they're all basically the same company. And they'll give you insurance as long as you have pictures to show that it's a legit conversion. Anyways, check out Dana's blog post he wrote on his website. I'll link it in the description. And that's actually a lot of good information, some of the best information that I've personally seen on this subject, which is it's a very vague subject. Nobody seems to really know what they're talking about, but I got some good information from him. So Dana, if you're watching this, sorry, I never got to answer your message. I didn't even know how to use the messages on YouTube for a while. Maybe sometime we can talk and you can help me get this whole situation figured out, because I would like to do it the proper way. Right now the bus is still titled as a bus, and I'd like to get it titled as a motorhome. So there you go. I think that glue should be tacked up by now, so let's go look at it and see if we can get it to work. Yeah, let's go. That will create the face for, it worked out pretty well actually. Alright, let's take it out and get our measurements. So that worked pretty well. So now we can just measure it and then we can adapt our measurements. I'm gonna pick something square because I want it to be I want the cabinet itself to be square, even though we just used that method to measure how the bus ceiling is. I'm sure it's not square though. So that's how I want to do it. This side is at 9 7/16, and this side is at 9 9/16. So they're about the same. So I'm just gonna round it off and go straight to 9 1/2. That way this is square and it'll be good in the final build. I don't know if you can see my head that entire time that I was just talking to you. By the way, if you guys don't have these, you need to get them. They're awesome. They're ratcheting hand clamps. So basically, as tight as you can squeeze it around something, it will clamp that with one hand immediately. This makes it really easy to work with cabinetry that is not going to be perfectly square. It's not like you can just measure it and just get away with it, where you have to actually like clamp your stuff up, clamp two pieces of wood together so that you can measure a perfect angle, and you have one hand taken up. You just take this and just squeeze it, and it's gonna hold that thing tight, real tight. Tight enough that I can actually put pressure on this and not, it's awesome. See, I just threw it and it's fine. They're awesome. You need to get some. I'll put links in the description. How about that? Alright, so there's the face. Let's go ahead and let that glue up, and then we'll come back. Then we can mount it in the bus.
Love me, Matthew?
I do.
Honestly?
Yes. Secretly, but honestly.
No more secrets.
Here I am, making the call. Here I am, making the call.
Okay. Here you go. Alrighty then. I think that now that we have gotten our coffee, that is probably tacked up, so we can go ahead and go outside and test fit it. See if it fits in the bus. Let's go!
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Alright, let's see if this thing is good to go. So, it's not perfectly square. Can I pause this for a second? Alright, there you go. So, that worked out really well actually. Will's here watching the Cars movie. I just paused it for him. Are you upset?
No.
Okay, good. Thank you. I'm almost done. Go press the button. Alright, so we figured it out. We got the dimensions correct. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy and paste this here. And then we're going to do another one above the washing machine. That's where we decided would be the best use of space, I think. So, it's the end of the day. I think I'm going to pack up today. We'll finish the rest of these. We'll finish the rest of these tomorrow. We'll just whip them right up and hang them up. And I will see you tomorrow. Yeah!